Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Native Echo Podcast, where we make English simple and enjoyable. I'm Harper, and today it's just me. Julian is not here today, so it is just you and me, which honestly feels kind of nice. A little more personal, like we are just sitting somewhere quiet together, maybe with a coffee. And I am going to talk to you about something that sounds very simple, but is actually something a lot of people get a little bit stuck on. How do you respond when someone says thank you to you? Now, I know what you are thinking. Harper, I know this. You say you're welcome. And yes, absolutely. You're welcome is correct. It works perfectly. Nobody is going to look at you strangely if you say you're welcome. But here is the thing. If you are learning English and you want to sound more natural, more real, more like someone who actually lives inside the language rather than just visits it sometimes, then you want options. You want variety. Because native speakers almost never say the same thing every single time. They switch. They mix things up depending on who they are talking to, how close they are to that person, and what kind of situation they are in. And that is exactly what we are going to do today. We are going to go through many different ways to respond to thank you, from very casual to quite formal. And I am going to give you real examples so you can actually hear how they feel. Let me start with something personal. I used to say you're welcome every single time. Every single time. Someone handed me a pen. Thank you. You're welcome. Someone held the door. Thank you. You're welcome. It started to feel a little bit robotic, honestly, like I was a customer service recording. And then I started really paying attention to how people around me were responding when someone thanked them. And I realized there were so many other ways to say it, and each one had a slightly different feeling behind it. Some felt warm, some felt casual, some felt generous, some felt very British and self deprecating, which honestly is a whole personality type on its own. So let's get into it. The first one, and let's just get it out of the way, is you're welcome. But if you want to add just a tiny bit more warmth, you can say you're very welcome. It is a small change, but it makes a difference. It makes the other person feel like their thanks really landed, like you actually received it. For example, imagine someone says to you, "Thank you so much for helping me carry all of those bags." And instead of just, "You're welcome," you say, "You're very welcome." It feels more genuine. It feels like you actually mean it. Now, the next one I want to talk about is no problem. This one is very common, especially in American English. You hear it all the time. Thanks for helping me today. No problem. Short, easy, natural. However, I want to give you a small cultural note here. Some older people, especially in British culture, find this one a little bit odd. Not rude exactly, just slightly off. The reason is that saying no problem implies that there could have been a problem. And some people feel that responding to a thank you with the word problem in any form is a bit strange. So just be a little bit aware of your audience with this one. With your friends, with younger people, with most everyday situations, no problem is completely fine. The next one is one of my personal favorites because it is so sweet when it is used in the right moment. It is thank you. Just saying thank you back. But the emphasis is everything here. If someone thanks you and you really feel like they are the one who deserves the thanks, you turn it around. You say, no, thank you, or just thank you, with the stress on you. For example, someone says, "Thank you for coming to my birthday dinner." And you say, "No, thank you for inviting me." You are flipping the gratitude. You are saying, "I actually feel grateful too." It is a very warm thing to do, and people always notice it. Then there is my pleasure. Or if you want to sound a little more formal, the pleasure is mine. These are really lovely phrases. My pleasure feels friendly, but still a little bit elevated. Like it sounds like you genuinely enjoyed doing whatever you did. And the pleasure is mine is more formal, something you might hear in a professional setting or a fancy restaurant. If you want something in between, you can even just say pleasure, one word, very casual. Someone says, "Thanks for fixing that for me." Pleasure. Done. Simple and warm. Now I want to tell you about one that I really love and I think is underused. It is, "I know you would do the same for me." This one is beautiful because it is not just a response, it is also a statement about your relationship with that person. It says, "I trust you. I know we would help each other." For example, someone thanks you for looking after their cat while they were away, and you say, "Oh, I know you would do the same for me." It makes the other person feel like you are equals, like it is a real friendship built on give and take. Just save this one for people you actually know well. Do not say this to a stranger who thanks you for holding the lift. Another casual one is "that is all right" or "that is all right." This is a very British expression. The tone matters a lot with this one. If you say "that is all right" in a warm tone, it feels kind and reassuring. If you say it a bit flat, it can sound like you were just tolerating the situation. So be mindful of how you say it. But in the right tone, it is a really friendly and genuine response. Someone says, "Thank you for being patient with me today." And you smile and say, "Oh, that is all right." Simple. Human. Then we have "no worries." This one feels very relaxed and easygoing. It is the kind of thing you say when you want the other person to feel like it was genuinely no big deal. "Thanks for letting me know." No worries. It is short, it is natural, it has a warm energy to it. A lot of younger people use this one. It has become quite common in British English too, possibly with a bit of Australian influence, but you will hear it everywhere now. Now I want to talk about a few that are very British and quite self-deprecating. If you do not know that word, self-deprecating means you make yourself seem smaller, like what you did was not impressive at all. British people do this constantly. It is practically a national hobby. The first one is "don't mention it." This is something you say when someone thanks you for something that actually took effort, but you want to wave it away. "Thank you so much for baking that cake for the whole office." Oh, don't mention it. What you are actually saying is, "Please do not make a big deal of this, even if it was a big deal." It is charming and humble and very, very British. Similar to that is "it was nothing." Again, you are minimizing what you did. "Thank you for recommending me for that job." Oh, it was nothing. It was probably not nothing. You probably put in a kind word for them, but you say it was nothing because you do not want them to feel like they owe you. And then there is "it was the least I could do." This one is deeply British and quite heartfelt at the same time. It sounds humble, but it also carries a lot of warmth. It means what I did was small compared to what you mean to me, or compared to the situation. "Thank you for coming to visit me when I was sick." Oh, it was the least I could do. You could feel the care in that sentence. One more casual one is "anytime." This is generous. It says not just that you helped them this time, but that you are available, that they can count on you. "Thank you for listening to me talk about all my problems." Anytime. That one word does a lot of work. It is simple and it is kind. And then there is one that is very American, very casual and quite short. That word is "sure." Just "sure" as a response to "thank you." "Thank you for thinking of me." Sure. You might pair it with "no problem." Sure, no problem. It is light and friendly and very natural in American English, though you will hear it less often in British conversations. Now let me shift into slightly more formal territory, because the way you respond to a thank you at work or in a professional setting is a little different from how you respond to a friend. A classic formal one is "you are most welcome." This one sounds polished. It sounds like you take your role seriously and you are pleased to have been of help. If someone in a professional context thanks you for a report you sent or a call you arranged, you might write in an email, "You are most welcome." It is warm but professional. Just do not use it with your best friend after they thank you for passing the salt. Then there is "we appreciate your business" or "we appreciate your custom." Custom here means the act of being a customer, of using a service. This is language you hear in shops, in restaurants, in formal client relationships. "Thank you for your order." "We appreciate your business." It is professional and it acknowledges the other person in a respectful way. And finally, one of the cleanest and most useful formal responses is I am happy to help. This one works in almost any professional situation. It says, I did not find this burdensome. I enjoyed being useful to you, and I am here for you. Thank you for walking me through all of that. I am happy to help. It is honest, it is warm, and it is professional all at once. So let me quickly bring everything together for you. We have got you're very welcome when you want to add extra warmth. No problem for a casual and friendly response. Just be a little careful with older audiences. Thank you or no thank you when you want to turn the gratitude around. My pleasure or the pleasure is mine when you want to sound warm and a little bit graceful. I know you would do the same for me when you want to express real friendship and trust. That is all right when you want to reassure someone in a very British way. No worries for a relaxed and easygoing response. Don't mention it when you want to wave away a big effort very humbly. It was nothing for a similar self-deprecating effect. It was the least I could do when the situation feels genuinely meaningful. Anytime when you want to say, I am always here for you. Sure, for a very quick and casual American response. You are most welcome in a formal or professional setting. We appreciate your business or your custom in a business or customer service context. And I am happy to help when you want to sound professional and warm at the same time. That is a lot of options, and you do not need to use all of them. What I want you to do is pick 2 or 3 that feel like you, that match your personality, and start using those. Let them become natural, and then maybe slowly add one more. Language grows when you use it, not when you just know it. So today, if someone thanks you for anything at all, try one of these responses. See how it feels. Notice if it changes the moment even slightly, because it will. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It really means a lot. And I will see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.